Well, guys, so we move and go ahead to part number 2 of key issues in business strategy, chapter number 7, and it's me with you, just to remind you, Associate Professor Dr. Majid Takur. In the first section and part number 1, we talk about product life cycle. Just to remind you, those are the keywords which we talk about. We introduce the product life cycle, and here in the second part of this of chapter number 7, we introduce some mini cases that illustrate the stages of a product life cycle. The stages of a product life cycle. Then we identify the use of a growth share matrix, and finally we introduce how the product market expansion grid, and the case HANA case, HANA meet case, HANA meet company case will be discussed. Okay, guys, agree on this? Okay, keep with us. We decided to introduce this case here in this section 2 of chapter number 7. So we talk about this in the first stage. You remember this product life cycle like this? Just to remind you again before we start. What is this here? Going there, going ahead, and going down. Right? So we have 4 stages. Introduction, growth, maturity, and decline. Introduction, growth, maturity, and decline. And who can draw a profit figure or a profit curve? Who can make it? Yes? So we go on like this. This is the curve of a profit. This is the profit curve. And here we can tell that there are early adopters by our product. Do you remember this? And late adopters here by our product. Here in maturity stage, we got the highest profit and the highest profit and highest how to say sales. Look at sales curve at its highest peak or at the peak point. Okay, so let's introduce some many cases about this. So we talk about this industrial life cycle. Let's talk about many cases, how to use the growth share matrix, and how to use the product market expansion in it. Okay, be with us and let's go ahead. Let's have the first how to say case about Ryanair case. Do you know? Have you heard about Ryanair? Have you heard about Ryanair? No? Okay. Ryanair is one of the most successful airline companies in Europe, which started, let's say, in 1985. It made a huge change in the European airline industry. Ryanair was the first airline to engage low-cost airline. When we say airline industry and flight and airport, etc., its first impression is expensive. It's expensive issue, right? Do you agree on this? It's aggressive one, and aggressive industry, and this is, let's say, expensive industry, right? So Ryanair made a huge change. Yes, Ryanair service were perceived as the innovation of the European airline industry. Yes, it was the first one which engaged and introduced low-cost airline. Ryanair tickets are half the price of British Airways. Some of it sells only 1 cent, 1 pence, 1 cent of dollar or 1 pence of sterling pound. It does not offer free meals. This is the Ryanair flight or plane, right? There is, let's say, 50 seats. They make it 80. They make low spaces. They make narrow spaces. They add more seats, and it becomes 50 seats, 80 seats instead of 50. Instead of 50. No meals at all. So they save, let's say, 10 sterling pound. No, let's say, online ticketing. So electronic ticketing. So there is no officers, no employees and staff for ticketing. Only maybe few. All this lowering its cost to a low level. Then all utilities, it utilizes secondary airports instead of landing in main airport. Let's say this London, this Heathrow Airport here, let's say 15 kilometers, and this is Gateway Airport. This 15 kilometers, this, let's say, 30 kilometers. So Ryanair doesn't land here because this is cheaper, right? This is cheaper, right? Then Ryanair achieves this goal by eliminating unnecessary services offered by traditional airlines. It doesn't offer free meals, as we mentioned, use paper-free air tickets, utilizes secondary airport, and offers a frequent, but at the same time, what they done, they make offers frequent flights. Yes, this technique help Ryanair save time, cost, spend in airline business operation. Very good industry and nice one. And they were in this is an example. It was an example of a growth stage, of introduction stage, which makes innovation in Europe. Okay, hope everything is okay. We carry on and go to have an example about a growth stage. A growth stage. Now, many people die and suffer because of cigarettes every year, worldwide. Many suffer of, let's say, lung cancer and suffer of cigarettes every year. Thus, the UK government decided to launch a campaign. To encourage people to quit smoking. And this is normal. Nestle, one of the leading companies that are producing several nicotine products to help people quit smoking. And this industry starts its growth stage. Anti-cigarettes campaign and especially UK government banned smoking in closed areas. Other companies realized the opportunity in this market, and now more and more competing and rivals are aware of this good industry, attractive one, and thinking about penetrating and entering this market. This business threat creates a new business opportunity in the industry. Okay, and start launching new nicotine-related products called Nicotine. Nicotine is one way of for smokers to get cigarettes. It's an 8 ounce bottle, for example. Oh, bad drawing. Sorry for this, bad drawing. It's about an 8 ounce, which contains nicotine of 2 cigarettes, as 2 cigarettes nicotine. Okay, so with a lemon flavored drink, it's lemon flavored drink, and say you can get your nicotine amount. You can get your nicotine amount with this 8 ounce lemon juice, which contains nicotine as 2 cigarettes. It was introduced in airports, trains, and flights. Then you can see it at many convenience stores. And it was an example about the growth stage, where more and more competitors come enter your market and start threatening your product, challenging your industry. Let's move to maturity stage. Here we can recall the case of Toyota. Toyota, all of you know what is Toyota. Leading multinational company. One of the leading multinational companies worldwide, selling automobiles and cars to customers worldwide. However, the export and import duty and taxation means that car lose its competitiveness to the local competitors, especially in the European automobile industry. Then Toyota decided to open a factory in the UK in order to produce cars and sell them to customers in the European market. Toyota decided to open a factory in the UK in order to produce cars and sell them to customers in the European market. The same as well, the fashion industry is another good example let's say, such as Nike, of maturity stage. You can see Nike, Adidas, Puma, all this, who are seeking for foreign suppliers. They are in very good situation and at their maturity stage. Then we go to decline stage. Let's discover and find out what is decline stage. Just to remind you, quick drawing. This is production, growth, maturity, and start declining. This declining stage. And this is the profit as well. Like this. So we have this declining stage here. Right? Here we can talk about communication industry. Do you remember pagers? What is pager? Maybe not all of you know about pagers. Maybe it's just some, if you are mature enough, you know about pagers. What is pagers? Pagers is a device like a mobile phone, but the first version of mobile phone. But this only for sending signal, beep. Just send beep, 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 beep. What does just sending signals? That you mean someone wants to call the call center. There is call center sending beep. Then this guy should go to landline and call them to the nearest landline and call the center. So this device not for making phone and calls, only for making the guy or someone aware and to come with to call the call center. Right? Okay, let's get back to the slide here. Okay. The cutting edge of communication industry emerged in the form of mobile phone. The cutting edge, this is critical from invasion to cutting edge, which is mobile phone. Mobile phone, which proceeded and developed rapidly and quickly. And now, with your mobile phone, especially a smartphone nowadays, smartphone, making call, messaging, video call, video recording, chatting, music, all this stuff here, recording, listening, etc., only in one integrated device. All this in only one integrated device. Right. All this in one integrated device. After mobile phone, people start thinking about more developed devices, which they do need in their businesses and services. So they need companies, they offer PDA, personal digital assistant. Example of the decline stage of mobile phone and the new era of personal digital assistant, which is mobile phone with and a handheld computer, which were originally designed as a personal organizer, but it becomes much more multifaceted in recent years. Understood, guys? Hope everything is okay? Okay, guys? Okay. So we finish the case of, or the section of product life cycle and industry PLC, and go ahead talking about how to use the Gaussian matrix. How to use the Gaussian matrix. Do you remember what is the Gaussian matrix? That one here, which consists of market growth and market share, low high and low high, and when this comes together we got question mark area. When this come together we got stars area. When this come with this, it's low with low, it's Dox area, decline, and this one with cash cow is very good situation, and this is the maturity. This is introduction, this is growth, we can say this is maturity, and we can say this is the decline stage. Here, some information how to use it. Plot your opportunities in terms of their relative market presence. Classify them into one of the four categories. Where this product fall into one of the first three quadrants, or one of them. Then step 3, determine what you will do with each product and product line. So, as we have here four, as we have here four quadrants here. So, if zero product come here, what are the main things to do? You have to promote and support your product to come to this area here. If it's not, then it go to decline stage direct and get out of market. So you have to use in each stage here, you have to use specific strategy and marketing efforts and promotion campaign. Good? So, build market share in the first quadrant. Hold. Do nothing. Here we have four strategies. You have to choose one of them. It depends which quadrant you are in. Harvest. It can be in harvest in maturity stage. Divest. It's a dog stage. Good? Understood, guys? Easy one. How to use the product market expansion grid. So, just to remind you, answer for grid, which is talking about the product and service with your market. We have existing, new, existing and new, existing, new, and existing with new. So we have here 4 quadrants. When those 4 cases, or let's say topics, gathered within, for example, this market development, when we want to extend our market with new markets, but with existing products. This one, vice versa, is the same market, but with a new product. The same market with a new product. And this is what we call diversification. This is what we call diversification. This is what we call diversification. Here, of course, this diversification stage, by the way, which is most riskiest one, because you are entering a new market with a new product, and you have to be here keen about your strategies and your penetration. This some of your strategies or activities. I will just mention some of them. For example, in market development, you've used different sales channels, such as online or direct sales. Target different groups and new groups. In case of market penetration, advertise to encourage more people, launch price or other special offer promotion, introduce loyalty scheme. In case of a product development, extend your product by producing different variants and packaging. Service industry, increase your time to market, customer service levels and the quality. In the case of diversification, this strategy is risky. As we mentioned, this strategy is risky one. There is often little scope for using existing expertise or achieving economies of scale. Okay, so in summary, to brief, in a brief, we got here different strategies and different methods and techniques to deal with each case of the 4 quadrants of answer matrix or product market finally let's provide case study. The case study of this is chapter number 7, which is talking about Hana Meat Company. Hana Meat is the most popular, maybe one of the most popular names in the meat industry in Syria, which is known as well in the whole Middle East. Is made from Syrian poultry meat and is world famous for its distinctive taste and includes a wide variety of canned and chilled meat. Technical food for food industry was established. This technical food was established in the Syrian market mid-80s. Since its establishment has sought to develop its product to meet the requirements of the consumer to become a new headline in the world of canned and chilled meat. Using the internet and company's record and library sources, study Hana company and industry identify the following. So try to choose try to use different sources of information and gather data about HANA Meet. Describe the main company product. Identify its main market. Choose two main products and analyze their product life cycle. Make life cycle of some of the products. Apply Gaussian matrix on the two selected products. Okay, guys. Then, using product market expansion, grade analyze some product of HANA company and the Gaussian matrix on the two selected products on the previous two selected products. I can say this is the end of chapter number 7, section number 2, because we divided into two main sections. Just to conclude this session, we introduce the product life cycle process. As just to remind you, we said that there are 4 main stages: 1, 2, 3, and 4. Introduction, growth, maturity, and decline. 4 main stages. 4 main stages. And each stage got its specification and its features. In the first stage, early adopter. In the first stage, early adopters by our product. In the last stage, decline stage, late adopters by our product. Good. We identify how to use the Gaussian matrix. We introduced some many cases. Do you remember some of them? We talk about Ryanair in the introduction stage. We talk about necklet and necktie in the second stage. This in introduction stage. This is in the second stage. Just remind me. This is the growth stage. In the maturity stage, we talk about Toyota. In decline stage, we talk about pager and mobile phone. We talk about the pagers and mobile phone. Right? Do you remember this? We talk about how to use a Gaussian matrix, BCG. We have 4 quadrants. What are the main strategies? Question mark. What are the main strategies here we use? Stars, stages. What we use. Here we cut here. Just to remind me. Here we talk about a cash cow. Yes, guys. And here we talk about dogs stage. What are the main stage to use? What are the main strategies to use? We talk about Ansoff as well. We talk about Ansoff, market, and the product. Existing with the new, existing, and the new. And here we got 4 main stages. We got 4 main phases, which we use different strategies. What else? At the end of this chapter, we talk about HANA needs, and we ask you to apply product life cycle, a growth share matrix, product market expansion to be applied on HANA Meet products and services. Thank you very much for your attention. Thanks very much for keep going and listening, your awareness and your participation. Please, have you got any question or query or recommendation? Write it down. Write down your notes, and we will be discussed with you on our online lecture later on. This is the end of chapter number 7, part 2, key issues in business strategy. And now we leave you for a while. Take a break. Then we move to chapter number 8 with a new topic of business strategy with our module strategic management ST106 and in our master of business administration. Hope we achieved our intended learning outcomes and everything is okay and get the benefit of an advantage and the knowledge of this section, section 1 and 2, and you are able now to deal with the product life cycle and sub-matrix as well with the PCG matrix, and you can analyze all this or your let's say your company situation, and hope everything is okay. Thank you again and see you guys.